Okay, the person in this video is teeny tiny, so you better enjoy looking at my face because you're not going to see much else, I don't think. Hello wonderful humans of the internet, how are we? My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there, over there. I think I've done that one about 200 billion times, but whatever. Now if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like my Vocal Anatomy 101 series where I talk about how the voice works. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Just like Morph has done. Morph got in touch and asked me to check out this guy called Ryeowook. Ryeowook. Ryeowook?
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
I know I'm saying it wrong. Ryeowook. Please somebody in the comments spell it out phonetically so that I don't do this again. Anyway, this wonderful human being is a member of a group called Super Junior, but this live show didn't feature this song because it was a cover. I'm trying to cast my mind back to the comment I got for this video. So I'm going to go and check it out. There was apparently a better angle in 2 parts on Twitter, but there's a 1-parter on YouTube and that is what I'm watching. So let's just go and see what we think. I know nothing about it, but I'm excited. Okay, so first of all, don't just put something on full volume and then hit play because you can get a fright. As I did. Wow, okay, so this is a crystal clear voice. Absolutely gorgeous. In order to get that sound so nice and clear, you need to retract your false vocal folds out of the way. They sit above your true vocal folds, so the things that vibrate to make the pitch have a little secondary layer above them, which is usually a protective layer, but in singing it can sometimes come in and cause problems, texture, things like that. He's obviously found a way to move them quite far back in order to get a lovely clean sound, and it is just wonderful to listen to. Really good blend of head voice and mixed voice, so you could hear him kind of coming off of that top end of his voice into this really mixy, powerful place. It wasn't full chest, but it had this kind of elements of both, which would class as a mix. Let's see where it goes. I'm really excited. So there is a little bit of falsetto coming through now. It's a much airier quality, it's lighter, you can't get loud on it. So when you hear that flip from that chest voice, da da da, ah, up into that falsetto, you feel a real shift. Da, hear the difference there? It gives such a good dynamic feel to the vocal because you get that kind of snatch up from that chesty, heavier play. It's just a lovely, lovely little lick into somewhere that's a wee bit more vulnerable and just pleasant to the ear. I'm very, very happy with this. This is a really interesting vocal because it feels like he is dipping into falsetto sometimes and then head voice at other times, but also an aspirate head voice, which sounds really similar to falsetto. You might think I'm talking absolute crazy nonsense, but I'll try and show you with my hands. So if we're in chest voice, our vocal folds kind of do this. They've got a top and a bottom, if you like. And as the air flows through, you get resistance at the bottom end and the air pushes up and splits them apart. And that's how you get a big kind of resonant sound. If we go into head voice, they thin out and they just meet at the top edge like this. As the air gets out, you get a lighter sound, you get less harmonics off of it. But you can still kind of thicken up onto that and make that louder if you like. Now falsetto is where the vocal folds go like this and they're kind of held apart at the back end and the air is just getting through. Now when they're stiff like that, you've got very minimal control over, say, the dynamic kind of parts of your voice. You're just popping into this airy place. So if you add in aspirate quality, it can sound really similar, but the way that the vocal folds behave are very different, if that makes sense. And you can kind of hear that aspirate push because at the start of the chorus, I think the lyric started with an H sound, so ha, and he pushed that air through before popping into that head voice. So you got that kind of blend of air going through the phrase. He's very, very good. I wish I could see him close up, so maybe I'll watch this on Twitter afterwards. I'll drop the links for all of that down there. And in his verses, he's also using a little bit of that aspirate quality, but he's also using a little bit of nasal quality as well. And he has quite a good percussive element to the way that his voice works. There was a lot like, na, 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 na. It's got great movement to it. I'm just really enjoying it. Great piano player as well. Full band, great full band. His voice is absolutely fantastic. It is very high placed, so the larynx position is quite high. You get a brightness off of that, an innocent kind of sound. He's obviously a tenor kind of style voice, so everything is bright and clean, and that's why when he has these kind of head voice moments, he'll come down off of that, but his pitch stays relatively high, but he's just changing the quality of that sound to put it into a more chesty place. He can choose whether or not he's in a head place or a chest place or a mixed place. For some, when we get up into those kind of places, you've got no choice. Your vocal folds just want to thin out, and come hell or high water, that's what they're going to do. It's like trying to train a wild horse. Now, obviously, I can't see his face, but I can hear there's dynamic mouth shape in there. So he's spreading his lips on the E kind of sounds. All his ahs are kind of projected. The jaw is down and allowing that resonance to come through. So he really knows how to make the most of the lyrics. It's almost in line with the way that like musical theatre people or opera people are very, very rigid in the way that they perform, especially if they're doing like traditional styles. You have to kind of lock in some of these mouth shapes and make those distinctions, and he's really doing that, whereby with some pop singers you get this kind of stillness of the mouth and you get that kind of uniform dirgy sound, which works in loads of things. I'm not playing that down at all. I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. Sounds great. Hey, that was great. And whoever did the video cut it like dead on the end. That's cool. I like that. Means I don't have to press pause. He was great. What a great job. A fantastic voice. Very, very clear. Very, very powerful. Even in his head voice, it was strong. Just a strong voice. Like a punch. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Morph, for suggesting that one. If you've got any videos of these people so I can see their faces, and I'm assuming there's more of them if they're in a group called Super Junior, then let me know down in the comments and we can go and check them out too. So if you like that reaction, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? I have neighbours, so I'm not going to be doing that head voice belt thing that was going on, so that's not happening, so we might have to put it an octave down. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and bye, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.